I'm Pastor George Borgard, and this is another Higher Things video short. Jesus wept. That's the subject of today's Higher Things video short. 5th Sunday in Lent, Judica, 3-year series, brings us John 11, Lazarus, coming forth from the tomb, and our Lord at the tomb of Lazarus, surrounded by the unbelief and the despair of death. And he weeps. Now, shortest verse in the Bible, we all know it's there, but why? The Lord of heaven and earth knows what's going to happen. He knows that he's going to raise Lazarus from the dead. In fact, he delayed going over to heal Lazarus in order that Lazarus would be dead. He gets the news that Lazarus is sick, and he waits 2 days to leave. And then he says basically, Lazarus has fallen asleep, and the disciples are all like, well, if Lazarus is sleeping, he'll get better. No, Lazarus is dead. I go to wake him. And when he gets to town, he is met by all the unbelief and the despair surrounding the death. Martha meets him. Lord, if you had been here, my brother would have died, but even now, whatever you ask from God, God will give you. And he looks right at her and he says, your brother will rise again. And Martha says, yeah, I know he'll rise again on the resurrection on the last day. And then Jesus drops the bomb. I'm the resurrection and the life. He that believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. And whoever lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? She says, yes, I believe, Lord, that you are the Christ come into the world, the Son of God. And he goes a little bit further, and Mary meets him. Well, first they tell Mary that the teacher's waiting for him. Then she comes out, Lord, if you had just been here, my brother would have not died. And she's surrounded by all the mourners and all the crying and all professional mourners. I mean, in ancient times, you could pay people to mourn, because there's nothing worse than a funeral that doesn't have a lot of people. So, mourning was big business. So you got all the mourners there, and all the sadness and all the despair and all the hopelessness right there. If you'd have been here, Lord, it just wouldn't have happened. If you hadn't taken so long to get here, where have you laid him? He says, Lord, come and see. And then he weeps. Now everybody says, see how he loved him. That's the verse 36. Other people say, well, couldn't he that opened the eyes of the blind have kept this man from dying? Why does he weep then? He knows what he's going to do. He knows what he's going to do. He's going to raise Lazarus from the dead. But he weeps because of death. This isn't the way we were meant to be. This isn't the way we were designed to be. We weren't designed to die. We were designed to live in perfect communion in the image of God. And sin and the fall and death have caused this separation, this despair. And now here we are at the grave of one of the Lord's saints. It's a sadness, and all the weeping in the morning, death itself, and he weeps, even though he's going to raise Lazarus from the dead. We too can weep at the tombs of the Lord's saints, at the grave, because even though we know what's going to happen, death still stinks. It's still, I can't think of a good word for it other than it stinks. And even though we know the end, that we're going to raise from the dead, that they're going to raise from the dead, it's still okay to miss somebody. It's still okay to cry. Take away the stone, Martha. She stops him. Lord, he stinketh. It's been 4 days. He stinks. Did I not tell you that you'd see the glory of God if you believe? And he prays, not for himself, but for them, that they would know and see and believe that the Father had sent him. Lazarus, come out, he says. And the dead man came out, his hands wrapped, his feet bound with linen straps, stumbling out the tomb. clothed, unbind him, and let him go. Death is going to get undone. It's going to be undone by Jesus. He's going to bring life in his death. He will take death on and conquer it by dying, and we will rise again from the dead. And even though we know the story, even though we know Good Friday is going to end in Easter, we'll still weep and mourn death. Our Lent is going to end. Our loved ones' Lent is going to end. It's going to end in death. But there will be a resurrection. That is our hope. That he is the resurrection and life. The one who believes in Jesus, though he die, yet shall he live. And everyone who lives and believes in Jesus will never die. Do you believe this? Yes, Lord, you're the Christ come into the world. And whoever believes on that name will not just have life, but life eternal. Jesus weeps because of death, but he doesn't weep as one who doesn't have hope, and neither do we at the graves of his saints. Think about this. And before we go, those of you who have been asking about Thor, oh wait, this not the other way. Thor! Hey buddy, there he is. He's doing okay. I'm Pastor George Borchardt, and this has been another Higher Things video short.